welcome to the Never Too Old to Be a Wizard podcast. This is episode 2. Of course, as usual, we have me, Sam, my sister Catherine, and then her husband Kyle. And crazy, I don't know how it happened, but we do also have a special guest. We have Ash, aka Fairy Queens, with us today. Literally, I did not know you could just ask somebody on Twitter and they would be cool enough to respond to you. Could you believe it? I thought Twitter was just cancer zone where people put political things.
Some of it is.
So for people that don't know Fairy Queens, we're talking about a Wiz streamer extraordinaire, apparently TikTok famous now. Because
Yeah.
me and Kyle both saw your TikTok on our For You page before.
Isn't that crazy? It just blew up.
Yeah, it was super big, and I thought it was funny because I was gonna ask you questions about that, but then you posted it to YouTube and you pretty much answered any question I could have.
Oh, yeah.
You're just like, yeah, this is my height, this is his height, he's my boyfriend. It didn't take that many tries. I'm like, okay, well, there goes all my questions. I
Yeah.
guess we're not doing that anymore. So today we were going to try to cover basically just what type of things we like and would like to see more of in Wizard101 from KI, what things we don't like, just basically proposed changes or additions we would want to see in the game.
hmm
Now, we don't have I think you've mentioned that you have some PvP experience, but you're not like some of these kids that all they do every day is post PvP videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've just been diving headfirst into every form of wizard researching content I can lately. So I've got a good grasp on some of the, I guess, mechanics that I really enjoy and some of them that piss me off a lot.
Yeah.
So I mean, one of the ones I want to get your take on, because I know you're really big in like the reason I found out about you is because I went to look for a video on how do I get a good pet, because everybody's talking about how important these pets are, and I watched
hmm
you and somebody else explain almost like it was 2 videos. I watched his video and I had no idea what the hell he was talking about, and I watched your video and I'm like, okay, now it makes sense. So
Oh, good.
so that I'm like, okay, so you just go to the kiosk and you just mate with the same person until you have a good pet is basically the. But then you also showed me how much gold it cost, and then I'm like, okay, so I'm not gonna do that right now.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of financial backing.
Yeah.
So I mean, what would be your biggest pet peeve in Wizards that you'd like to see changed, Ash?
Well, I definitely think that the kiosk is one, because before the update, the kiosk was actually like a way that you could get a good pet. But like now I feel like it's really difficult for new players to get a good pet, like since the kiosk update. I know that a lot of people really didn't like that. And I think they ended up changing it in Test Realm because before it was even more gold to hatch a pet. And then people were complaining. They were like, oh my God, this is too much. So then they changed it a little bit, but it's still like a crazy amount of gold. Like there's no way that a new player would be able
Yeah,
to have that much gold to get a good pet.
and
And I feel like pets are so essential in the game, so it's like, why would they do that?
and they're even better for newer players. Like the pet has a bigger impact earlier in the game, but you
Oh
can't
yeah,
get
for
them until
sure.
you're big balling apparently.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to be practically drowning in money.
Yeah.
And I mean, a big pet peeve for me has been the drop rates on some of this stuff is ridiculous.
Mhm.
Like I find a video, I'm like, Lore Master gives you spells. I'm like, that's a great idea. I would love to be able to farm something, get spells. That sounds cool. And then you go try to do it, and you run the numbers, and the numbers are not in your favor.
Yeah. That, I wish that they would specify not even the drop rates only for lore, but, like, the drop rates for packs too, because people are spending so much
It's
actual
ridiculous.
money
Yeah.
and trying to get certain items from these packs, and it's like, we don't really know what the drop rates are, and
Yeah.
they've never been, like, transparent about that.
And I think honestly, I think the laws that are kind of catching up to loot boxes in other countries might catch up to us at some point, where
Yeah.
it forces them to display the drop rates. Because I know I used to play Hearthstone, and they have to reveal their potential drop rates for packs because I think in China you have to, or it becomes illegal gambling. So that
Oh,
might
yeah.
eventually make it to us to where they have to tell you like, hey, I know you want that mount, but it's gonna cost way more than you think it is, and then people might stop
Yeah.
buying those packs when they realize that.
Yeah.
So, Catherine and Kyle's the newest to the game, like, because Catherine and Kyle recently got married, and because of Corona, Catherine's gone back into Wizards hard, and Kyle would never see her if he wasn't playing Wizards. There's just no way to contact her through any other means.
Uh,
Very true.
okay, that's only a little true. It's very true.
So, I mean, Kyle, what have you found to be the things as a new player that you like the most or would like to see more of or less of?
So one thing I was actually not even that big of a deal, but I tend to whenever I kind of play like these RPG games and such, I know a big part of it is like these animations. I kind of wish there was a way. I guess it wouldn't work really well with playing with other players. I wish there was a way to kind of like change how the animations work, maybe speed them up a little bit, just so the fights didn't seem to last as long.
Okay, so you're
Um,
talking about because in Pokemon they have the option to just turn them off so you can
yeah,
fly through the game faster. Yeah, I
yeah,
think the fact that it is an MMO, you would find a roadblock there
yeah,
because
definitely,
they would still be watching it even if you weren't,
yeah,
essentially. Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, I've been enjoying the mechanics of. I mean, I'm very early in the game still. I've only been playing for 3 weeks, I guess now.
Yeah.
One thing I have been enjoying a lot that I am hoping is lasts further through the game is kind of like the ways that you get spells after you kind of run out of like training with them at the school. Like the kind of like the different quests you
You're
have to
talking
go
about
on
the
to be able to like.
the school specific
Mhm.
quest.
Yeah, I've been enjoying those a lot. But, I mean, it's obviously fun to get those like those really big boy cards that actually are gonna like slap some people around instead of just like, oh look, here's my little like thunder snake coming in.
Yeah, because I think I've been leveling up both like a death and a life lately, and they both hit a quest at about the same time where you have to go find a guy named it's like Frankie Nine Lives or something like that. And I was like, oh, he was easy. And then it says defeat Frankie Nine Lives, 1 of 9. I'm like, oh, that's what we're doing.
Oh my
I'm just farming
gosh.
this guy apparently for this quest. So the other one for me, other than drop rates, is that I don't like how PvP works. The fact that it's so dependent on treasure cards. I'm that player who is so dead set on if I try to get through every game without using a consumable because for some reason it hurts my souls if I drink a potion or anything. I just don't like doing it.
Same.
And so when PvP is very focused around, or at least maybe you can tell me I'm wrong on this, Ash, but I feel like it's very focused around the fact that you have to have a good deck of treasure cards prepared for. And then do they go away even when you use them in PvP, Ash?
Yeah, so you have to refill your treasure card deck after every match. Like if you end up using treasure cards, they do go away.
And then I think at the higher levels, isn't that their primary source of hits? They just do a lot of blading and shielding, and then they go for the treasure card hit.
Yeah, so they don't just use treasure cards like from the bazaar. Like they actually enchant their own treasure cards. So like you can go and purchase like gargantuans, or if you have colossal TC, you can go and make your own treasure cards by like doing it in a battle and like unicorn way. Have you ever done that before?
I think I saw you do it in a video, and it's essentially using the Sun School spells, the treasure card versions, right, to create an upgraded version of the treasure card.
Yeah, yeah. So by doing that, their treasure cards are going to be a lot more like damage based than just buying from the bazaar. But yeah, those are. I mean, I guess you could just like use normal enchants and then like normal spells. But whenever you have your side deck full of those treasure cards, it's a lot easier to draw it whenever you need to.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't mind the mechanic of there being cards that you always have available to you, right? Like the side deck is cool to me when you're like, okay, like for instance, if you're leveling and you're like, I'm definitely gonna die, good thing I packed some heals into my side deck just to save me here. But
Yeah.
but I just wish that that mechanic wasn't consumable because I don't how like are these normally cards you have to craft for or you're buying them from both? Are you buying both the enchants and the spells for gold and then upgrading them?
So the spells, like, okay, for example, Abominable Weaver, like, you get that whenever you're, a higher level, and then you buy the, enchants for gold, and those are the only TC form, like, you actually use your legit spell, and whenever you enchant it in a
Oh,
battle
you're
and you
turning it
don't use
into a
it,
treasure card.
yeah, you turn it
Oh,
into
okay.
a treasure card.
So the only treasure cards you're actually buying are the enchantments.
Yes.
Oh, okay, well that's not as bad as that.
Mhm.
But doesn't it make uh a treasure card version of it even when you use the actual enchant on it? I thought that when you use it in a regular battle, if you cast an enchant from the Sun School on your spell, it turns into a treasure card.
So no, if it's a regular one that you have trained, it does not turn it into a treasure card.
Okay, interesting.
Mhm.
Well, that is a weird mechanic.
Yeah, it kinda is, but I think it makes sense because, you have to pay gold for a treasure card, and then like you make another treasure card. Whereas the ones that you have
Yeah.
trained, like it doesn't make one.
It makes sense that the treasure card makes a treasure card, but it's also something that I'm wondering if that was that something they intended, or is that an unintended bug of the treasure card enchantments?
I think it's something they probably intended.
At this point, it has to be intentional. It's been around so
Yeah.
long. Yeah. At this point, they
Yeah.
decided to let it live, but I just don't know if that was their intent when they built it.
Yeah.
And then I know this is a good example of when Kyle was saying that a lot of these side mechanics are you could not have known this just from playing the game, right? There's no way that without somebody telling you this or this reading you somewhere that you would have just intuitively known
Yeah.
that was the way to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that the same way to be like when I recently got really into fishing because I know you can fish for mounts in people's houses now. That's pretty much my my new pastime is going into the variety of houses looking for all the cool mounts you can fish for.
Yeah.
And then I got a sweet pet from that too, but that just brings me back to the drop rates. If I saw I actually quit farming in one house because I dropped in, and one guy tells me he's like, "Hey, how long you been here?" I'm like, "Oh, I just started." He's like, "I've been here for 8 hours and I haven't found anything." I'm like, "Oh,
Oh
okay."
my gosh.
I'm like, "Oh, that sucks. Good luck." And I just gave up right there. He killed my
Yeah.
spirit for fishing, and it was it's that
Oh no.
what's the tree house that gets you the wolf, the nature wolf?
Is that the Botanical Gardens
Yes,
one?
that's the one. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the one that was killing his spirit, and in association killed mine.
Yeah.
And then as a side topic, I definitely want to talk about. I told Catherine and Kyle this, and they didn't believe me that I said they were making a documentary about Wizard101 for Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And I noticed it because some WizTuber popped up and he said all the WizTubers are in and they list everybody and then they listed you. I'm like, what? Really? Crazy. So what was it like for them to reach out to you on this?
So I've had people reach out to me before. Like I don't know if you know who I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but like Barcroft TV. Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay. Well, I've had people reach out to me before and like say that they wanted to interview me, and I've actually done interviews. Like the one that I did earlier was about like being in a relationship where we met through Wizard 101. I don't know if you knew that about
I
me
did
and my
not.
boyfriend.
Wow.
Yeah, we met through Wizard 101 and we've been dating for 3 years. Now he lives with me. But so I had
Oh,
someone
wow.
reach out to me and interview me about that, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so cool." But it never like ended up amounting to anything. Like he told me that it was going to be like a whole documentary about me and him, and it was really cool. It definitely was legit, but I think the whole COVID thing like ended up impacting that, so I never heard back from them. So whenever I had this guy reach out to me and like say that he wanted to do a documentary over Wizard 101, I was a little like I don't really know if this guy is legit
You were
because
gun
like
shy after the first one.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I was like, who's gonna make a documentary over Wizard 101? But of
Yeah.
course I was still nice. I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do an interview with you. And he told me that he had already interviewed other people like Austin the Sauce. So I reached out to Austin the Sauce, of course. I was like, hey, is this guy legit? And he's like, oh yeah, I did one. He's chill. And I was like, okay. So I ended up doing the interview, and he wanted me to like record my half, like record my face cam, like everything. And so I did, and then I sent it to him. And if you watch the trailer, you can actually see that part where it's like it flashes to my face.
Oh,
And
that's how I knew you were in it because I didn't even watch that guy's full video. He just said they're making one, and then here's a link to the trailer, and I saw you in it. I was like, whoa.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a part of the interview that he and I did. And really the only thing that like I've been part of really was that interview. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that because there was another time where I hosted a PvP party on my live stream, and he asked if he could come record clips for it. So he came and recorded clips for that. But yeah, it's still hard to believe that like someone actually wants to showcase Wizard 101 and its community, because I grew up playing it and I know so many other people did. So it's awesome. It's just awesome. I don't really know what to expect though, because whenever I saw that trailer, I was like, oh my god, like this is professional.
Yeah. And it's on Amazon. It's like it seems like they got almost. It almost seems like there's a budget behind this, and that's what's surprising to me.
It's crazy. And I also don't know, like like you would think that they would have had to ask the creator like for permission. I don't really know how that all happened because it seems like the guy who did it just kind of was like, "Hey, I kind of want to make a documentary, so I'm going to interview the community." But like I don't really know if they had to ask the like creator or what because I don't know. I feel like copyright would be an issue, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, I doubt when they made that Fire Festival documentary they got that cleared with the makers of it.
Yeah.
But I guess so have you been playing since day one?
Oh no.
Uh,
I've been playing since 2011.
2000. Okay, so that's still pretty early on.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's weird you go because I thought it was just me that I had never gotten through all the content until you go on the Reddit and everyone loves this game so much, but they're also like, I've never got past level 50. I'm like, how do you love this game so much? But how are there so many people that are like, we love this game, but also we never got around to finishing it? I'm wondering if it's just people that love being re-inspired by it, coming back into it with the quarantine.
Yeah, I think that that definitely has to do with it.
It's it's very strange. So have you been
Mhm.
a membership all along, or have you also fallen in and out of it as other people have?
I've definitely fallen in and out of the game. But one thing that I do is like people are always like, "Oh my God, you've been playing for such a long like time period. So why don't you buy the membership that's like the 12 month? Because like that's obviously cheaper than just paying $10
Per
each
month,
month."
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm always like, "Well, I don't know. Like I don't know when I'm gonna take a break."
Yeah,
So
for sure. That's why, and I see. That's what I was trying to say last time. Me and Catherine are very pro buy areas with crowns,
Oh
because
wow.
uh,
For sure.
because I mean, if you look at it, like buying every area in the game with crowns, I think the same is like 3 years worth of membership.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, that's crazy.
so I mean, you don't get all the benefits. Like I know right now they've got a membership benefit of where you can go on and reset your training points. I'm like, ooh, I would really like to do that.
Yeah.
Get it. So
Mhm.
I'm literally thinking about later today just buying 1 month so I can go on there and just reset all the training points on all my wizards.
Oh
Yeah,
my
for sure.
gosh.
So let's see. What other topics do I have on here? The documentary is coming out in October. I'm pretty excited about that. I
I
think I have the 2 days off before Halloween ready for it, so we're gonna be doing a watch party for it. So it's gonna be fun. Let's see, PvE, drop rates. I
oh,
wanted to ask you since you're probably farther in the game. Is this game soloable all the way through the content?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah,
I'm going to say no. I think that a lot of it is soloable, but they have the team up feature for a reason. Like,
yeah.
there's no way you could. I mean, I guess you really could solo Darkmoor and like solo big dungeons like that, but
It seems
it's
unpleasant.
yeah, it would be very, very difficult. You would have to have like a lot of experience and really know what to expect. But like, I've never actually done Storm Titan. That's like apparently a really difficult boss and like Medulla and everything. Like at the end of Imperia. I
Yeah.
don't think there's any way you could actually solo that.
For sure. But I'm saying just through like the main storyline. Is that where we're gonna run into trouble? Or you think just going through that, or we might be safe?
Um, I think that if you were to solo like and exclude the like the big dungeons, you'd probably be fine.
Mhm.
I think it also depends on, like, what your school is, though. Like, if you're probably gonna have more trouble if you're, like a storm, but if you're a death, oh my god, it'll be so easy.
Well, Kyle, I appear to have led you astray.
Yeah.
Kyle was asking what's the best one to solo on. I'm like, I'm pretty sure speed running wise, Storm is the way to go. So he's hard committed to the
I
Storm life.
well, I mean, you could try, but I think you would definitely have a lot more trouble or you'd have a lot more,
You die a
ease,
lot
I
more.
guess.
You do a lot
Well, yeah.
more. You do a lot more potting and teleporting back into the fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and fizzling too,
Oh
that's an
gosh.
Oh
issue.
yeah, I know that life.
But that should
Yeah.
be mitigatable by the end, I would assume. I assume
Yeah.
high level everybody hits all their spells because I noticed you and some of the other high level PvPers refer to the we only notice when we get a power pip, right? But y'all seem to notice when you get a miss pip. Like it's weird when you don't get a power pip, it would seem.
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny. All right. Well, yeah, I'm going through death right now, and so do they pretty well stick to the fact that you only fight two guys at a time all the way through though, or do they start upping
Um
that to three or four?
Yeah, it's pretty much 2. So, like, whenever there's one person in the battle, it's, 2 mobs, and then, like, whenever it's one person in a boss battle, it's just the boss and then the mob. But whenever 3 people join, then it's, like, 4,
Yeah.
and yeah.
So what are your because I know you know that the new world's coming out now, right? And
Mhm.
when was the last time they had a world before this one? Do you know?
It was Imperia, but I don't remember whenever that came out. It was not too long ago, but,
Really? Okay. I thought they had had
yeah.
quite a drought for a while, but
I don't think it was that long ago, 'cause I remember for some reason, I remember Mirage coming out in, like, I think it was, like, 2016 or 2017. So, Imperia obviously came out after Mirage, and that would have had to be
it says
between
2018 here is what it looks like for the update.
for Mirage or
For
Imperia?
Imperia, yeah, for
Okay,
Imperia.
okay.
So it looks
Yeah,
like they're
that's
doing it about every 2 years, which
yeah.
I don't know what your experience is with other games, but that's not normal for
Really?
for new content to come out every 2 years.
Is that well, I mean, there's new content in the game, but, like, that's a whole, like, new world. So, like, I understand that it takes a long time to create it.
Yeah, I guess if they're still releasing like dungeons and stuff throughout the way, that's still something to do. You don't
Yeah,
have to
with,
put
like,
out a world every
catacombs.
month, yeah. And
Yeah.
I know people are pretty happy with the catacombs, and I very much enjoyed even that level 15 version. Just the mobster bugs down there are freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
And then I guess what do you expect from Imperia or not Imperia, the new world?
Um,
Like, I mean, is there any chance of them adding? I think it's pretty rare they add a new mechanic like they did with the new schools or the new
yeah.
shadow pips or whatever at 100. So I assume it's just everybody's gonna get like 1 or 2 more spells from the leveling and
Yeah, I
quest.
don't really think that Caramel's gonna be a super long world either. I heard that some people are thinking that it could even be, like, a side world possibly. So
Really?
I'm not expecting too much from this world. But it's also hard, like, to predict anything because I feel like Wizard101 is kind of unpredictable
For
anyway.
sure. Okay, I just don't know who's driving the ship over there. Okay, I can't. I doubt it's the developer. Somebody in management's just like, no, we need more packs. You don't understand.
Yeah.
I know what you want is more worlds, but what you're getting is more packs. And
Yeah.
what's your stand? Do you do any videos regarding pack openings or anything like that?
I mean, I've done a couple videos where I open packs, and of course, my luck is always terrible.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I don't spend too much money whenever I'm doing it because, like, I just kind of go into it like knowing that I'm not gonna
Yeah, you're
really
gonna
get
fail.
anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I can't do like 60K. Like, I can't do that.
I've noticed, and I think your community's like super supportive too. You're like drowning in
Oh
packs.
yeah. Oh my god, I know. I seriously love my community. I can't believe how like supportive they are.
It's crazy because I remember even Kyle, you hopped on. He saw like one of your past streams, whatever. He's looking through the chat. He's like, they are typing a mile a minute. They love you over
Yeah,
there.
I know. I love them so much.
And then, but I know in the Reddit there's a pretty big beef, I guess, with they don't like packs. They don't like packs as a model, and they think that there's an incentive of maybe if you make pack opening videos, this might be like I guess reinforcing the behavior, getting other people to be like, oh, I want to open my packs, try some luck. But I think if you actually watch any of those pack opening videos, you'll notice they don't get very lucky.
Yeah, yeah, I would have to disagree with that.
Yeah, because I think I watched Michael's video and it made me sad for him.
Oh, I know. It's terrible.
So I still hard agree that no, I don't think anybody should be buying these packs. If you want to support them, I think with any of the like gift card bundles, they come with like mounts and stuff. If you think the mount's cool, or you want to buy the membership, that more power to you. But I just hate the packs, especially because I was streaming earlier today and one of my viewers was like, "Hey Sam, you should get the AOE Ship of the Dead or whatever spell." I'm like, "Oh, that sounds cool. I thought I didn't get an AOE till level 50." He's like, "Yeah, it's in the pack." I'm like, "Okay, then I'm not getting it." Then it's dead to me. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So let's see. And then one thing I was looking at, because I know they breathed a lot of life into Hearthstone, which is another game I play, by announcing that they were going to introduce a new class. So I'm wondering about two things. Is there any world where anybody could imagine them making a new wizard school for Wizard101?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
I think that that would be way too difficult
hmm
for them to do. The only way that I could, like, maybe see that is, like, you wouldn't be able to just create a new character and choose that class. Like, I think that you would have to reach a certain level if you wanted to maybe, like, convert to that class. But if I'm being real, I don't really see them doing that. I think that would be way too difficult.
Yeah.
Because I mean, everyone would just end up making that school anyway.
Mhm.
Oh, for sure. But see, I think I don't think they're gonna do it. I agree. I think that's because they'd have to add a new school in Ravenwood. It's a lot of like back end work they'd have to do to make that
Yeah.
work out. But I think they should realize that it's a big monetary option for them because I know there's a lot of people that whine about how much the extra character slot is, but
Mhm.
everybody's gonna be looking at that different when there's a new wizard school.
Oh, absolutely.
Since there's a new
Absolutely.
wizard school, maybe I need that extra slot I was ragging on before.
Yeah, I think that would kinda mess up the storyline as well. Like, I don't think that they would be able to do that.
Yeah, and I think you're right. It'd be more in the direction that WoW went with I think it was the Demon Hunters or the Liches, whatever. Their first one is where once you got to level 60, you can make a new character that started at that same level in the new content, and they were
Mhm.
whatever the new class was for that world. So it'd have to be it came out with a new world that it was already you would start in that world as that class.
Yeah.
Because I thought there was something crazy going on when I saw your video title. It was like what a Moon School playthrough. I'm like, you can start as Moon?
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty different. Obviously you can't start as
Yeah, I know.
Moon, but it's cool though, because I don't think anyone else has ever done this before, so,
No, I think it's a
um,
cool idea.
yeah, for sure. Playing through the game as something that I've never done before, it's
And
so cool.
have you seen any of Froggy's videos? Who
No.
makes the Wizard one? Okay, well he's the master at making videos that nobody should have made. Like what was it? He made a video. It was like, can you get through Wizard City only using minions?
Oh my
So he
gosh.
literally he stole from people's houses to get money, bought treasure cards, and went out and summoned minions. I'm like, God,
Oh
dude, this
my
took I
god.
was like, this took you way too long to get through Wizard City, my God. And he has one for like every world, but they're different. He's got one that's like only getting through Crocotopia only using a wand, and then it's
Oh
like,
my god.
and he does getting through I think Mushu with just a deck, and I'm like, how are you doing this? You have got
Yeah.
to have more time on your hands than this. But have you ever dabbled in pirates, or are you a hardcore Wizards player?
I have played Pirate 101. I don't think that I ever got to the point where I actually bought a membership. If I did buy a membership, it was like a long time ago. And it kind of stinks because I would love to get back into the game, but I know that they're not going to update it like
Yeah, they
ever
already
again.
abandoned it. Yeah,
Yeah, so I can't like willingly get into that game now that I know that they're like abandoning it.
for sure. And I guess so. It's not part of the same subscription. You have to have a separate subscription for pirates.
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
why their game died. This is why nobody's
Yeah.
playing pirates. That seems weird because I know you can have crowns between the two accounts, but and spend them however you want. I'm surprised to hear that because of course we're all crowns for areas over here. We're not the membership people.
Mhm.
Yes.
And see, that's why we don't play pirates, is because then we'd have to buy even more areas. But
Yeah.
I thought the subscription
Can't
would cover
afford
both
it.
of them.
Mhm.
So I mean, I really
You're gonna
like.
have to sell me on pirates. I really can't.
You're gonna try
I
it.
just
Yeah,
can't get
Catherine, just get in
behind
there and
it.
play the first 10 levels. It's a fun game.
Uh, I think you made me try it before, and it was just not my. It was not my vibe.
Well, it's definitely not Wizard 101. I mean, aesthetically, everything except for the combat is, I would say, the same. But I mean, most of the game is the combat, so you're gonna run into. This feels very different.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I don't even know what like raids or dungeons would look like in that. So, but I just don't know. How? What do you think the longevity of this game is going forward, Fair?
Um, I think that it's gonna be up for at least another 10 years. I
Really?
Yes. I think so because they're still actively updating it, and, King's Isle Entertainment, their main money source is without a doubt Wizard101. And I think that they're gonna take advantage of that because, like, obviously they have Pirate 101 and they also have a lot of mobile games too. I don't know if you knew that, but the mobile
Yeah.
games, those don't do very well. So most of the money that they're getting is without a doubt from Wizard101, and I think that if they had a plan of, like, um, removing the game anytime soon, they would like, you would be able to tell because they would stop updating it and, people would stop playing, so, yeah, I think it's gonna be around for at least another 10 years. I can't really tell you how much, like, after that, but, I
I
would say
think.
it's got another 10 years.
And they seem to. I don't know if they're still doing it, but yeah, they were making a bunch of mobile games, and for a while I thought that might be where they wanted to pivot their entire company towards.
I think it is. I think that is where they wanna go, but they won't be able to,
Well, that's what.
unless they end up making, like, an amazing mobile game, but
But
they won't
see,
be able
the
to.
amazing mobile game is right here. Why can't I play Wizards on my phone? It's a card game.
Yeah.
That's the question I keep asking myself. This game is not that graphically intense. It's a
Mhm.
turn-based game. It's perfect to be on mobile. And I even see games that shouldn't be on mobile, like Dead by Daylight, are on mobile now.
Oh my god, really?
So yeah, so I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't know if it's just a lack of the capital. I don't know if they can fund a mobile development of the game, but
Hmm.
I don't know what's stopping them.
Yeah, that's strange, I don't know.
And I've also noticed
It
that
feels like it wouldn't be difficult.
you said it wouldn't be difficult, or you would.
Just to I don't know what goes into making a mobile game, honestly.
Well, I think
If
what
you're
goes into I
asking
think nowadays
me
people
personally.
build code from the front that they're ready, like, okay, this will be able to move to a bunch of platforms. Like nowadays, if you make a game, it also comes out on Switch. But I think back when they made Wizard 101, nobody had a phone. It was like 2008.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Because I think I had, did I have a phone in 2008? I don't know.
I don't know, you
Again,
were already
again,
like
we have
30
a
years old, so
Catherine, we have a principle here. We don't say how old I was when Wizard comes out. It's too easy to add 12 to that. Okay, we have a rule. We don't talk about it. But I've also noticed there's already a private server being developed for Wizard 101.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they're saying that they almost have through Crocotopia finished, and their plan is to adjust all the drop rates to be higher and to reduce the cost of everything in the Crown Shop, but they're still charging money, and I legally it seems impossible.
Yeah, I don't see how they're able to do that.
But I've seen WoW private servers survived for a long time before they went on a slash and burn campaign against them.
Mhm.
So that's basically my only hope is if the game dies, I do think there is a fervor in the player base that they would still end up with a private server
Oh,
spinning
yeah,
up
I
by the
think
end of it.
so.
And then honestly, I don't think people would even be that mad if there just was no new content, just a private server you keep playing what there is. Because like I said, most of these people haven't gotten past level 50, so if they could just log on for free,
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
don't
they'd
know if
have any
you're
issue.
familiar with, like, Toontown, but
Yeah,
Toontown closed in 2013, and then Toontown Rewritten opened, like, in 2014, and, the whole entire game is free, but they're not able to make donations or, like, make revenue off of
they
it.
can't take money. Yeah.
Literally, yeah, for obvious reasons, but, I think that since people are, like, paying money to keep those servers open, I feel like there would be people that would pay money to keep, like, their own Wizard101 servers open as well.
Oh, no doubt. And that's what I see. I went on a recent kick of all the old MMOs because Wizard came out at the same time of all these other MMOs that all had subscription models.
Mhm.
So I missed out on a lot of them because my parents were WoW heads.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think because I know I was looking for private servers recently. I think for some reason I couldn't get Toontown to run for me, but I was playing Fusion Fall. Did you ever play that one?
I never played it.
It was the Cartoon Network one that they made.
Oh, okay.
But they have the same thing going on where they have a private server you can just log on and play it for free, which is fantastic because actually, I don't know how fantastic it is because it removed the nostalgia for me when I logged on. Like, oh, this game was bad all along. I was like, oh, I used to think this was fun. It was a lie.
Yeah. It was a lie.
Fortunately, I haven't had that same experience with Wizards. I'm like, yeah, see, this is still fun, but and I think Wizards will be able to keep making money as long as nobody else comes out with an MMO card game because nobody seems to be interested in it.
Yeah, I think it'll keep making money too because just like you said, like, the nostalgia thing, like, there's so many people that played this game as a kid, and, yeah, I think that people will keep playing it too.
So, do you mind me asking, how did you meet your husband through Wizard101? Or not husband, what am I
I
saying? You're too young. We're all married
I
here. I'm trying to age
You're
ourselves.
fine. You're fine. I met him through Wizard101 back in 20, I guess it was like 20, oh, I don't remember, like 2012 or 2013. And we met in the Woo Realm Dye Shop. And during that time, I don't really know if you were playing during that time, but the Woo Realm in particular and the Dye Shop was an area where people literally just went on to socialize. And that's what I would do all the time. And we
Wow.
were both like teenagers, like children at that time. And I just ended up meeting him. Like I was super talkative to everyone, but we ended up meeting him and I was like really I really liked him and we did PvPs together and everything like that. And like I would just log on and he would always be on and we just talked all the time. So we ended up exchanging Kick and we would talk through Kick all the time. So now we were talking outside of Wizard101. And then we exchanged Skype as well. So then we started doing like calls and like I guess webcam calls. And we did that a lot. And we had periods where we would like stop talking and we would like start talking again. But this kind of went on up until I guess 2017. So it's a long time, about 4 years, I would say. And in 2017, we decided to like make it official where we were online dating. And he
Oh, wow.
had been talking about like meeting me in person and I was like, "Oh, like I think that's a good idea, but like I don't really know if I'm ready. Like I don't know. It's just scary. I've never met anyone online in person before."
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, "It's okay. Can we please do it? I'll just come over for a weekend. Like if you don't like it, we don't have to ever do it again." And I was like, oh, "Okay. I mean, I guess if you're paying for it, I guess just come over here." So
Wow.
I asked my
I
parents.
respect the charisma on him. Just be like, no, just try like the not I don't know what to say. I'm not trying to say pushy, but just the fact that he was like, no, it's gonna be great. Like, just give me a shot.
Determination.
He shot his shot, and I respect it.
He did. And so, I asked my parents and I was like, "Hey, can, my friend from West Virginia,
Oof.
come over
Oof.
and hang out with us this weekend?" And my mom was like, "What?" Well, and then she was like, "Oh my god, wait, is that guy that you're, like, always, like, talking to, like, FaceTiming?" And I was like,
Oh
"Yeah, it's
wow.
him."
So even your parents knew about him.
Oh, yeah, 'cau
Y'all
I
were
mean,
serious.
literally, I was talking to him constantly, like, all the time, like, through FaceTime and through Skype and everything, it was constant. Um, and they were like, "Okay, I mean, I guess." So, I met him on September 15th of 2017 for the first time. We picked him up from the airport, and it was just one of the best weekends of my entire life. It was absolutely crazy. Um, just to be able to meet someone and like hear their voice in person after hearing it like through your phone all this time, it was just crazy. But he ended up having to leave obviously like 3 days after because it was I think it was Labor Day weekend whenever he came down. And I had school, I was a senior and he left and we were really sad because of like we had just met each other and we were really sad because that he had to leave, but we talked and we were like, okay, I guess you can come back during Thanksgiving. And so he did, and it was just crazy because he came back during Thanksgiving, then he came back during Christmas, and then he ended up coming back in April and was able to take me to my senior prom. And after that we were like, okay, like this is amazing. You should move down here. So down here
You're like, I'm tired
and
of all these travel
yeah,
costs and
we
the
really
delays.
yeah, it was hard too because um being in person versus like talking to him over FaceTime, it's really sad. You can't do anything really. Like so it was sad, but he moved down here. I guess it was May of I don't know if it was May of 2018 or it would have had to be 2017. I don't know. He moved down here in May shortly after, and he's been down here for 2 years now, and it's amazing.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah,
See,
I
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say I had a similar experience, well, not relationship wise, but I'm saying I also had the weird thing recently if I was gonna meet my internet friends that I used to play League with back in. Again, I don't want to say how old I was when League came out because it's too easy to date myself. But we've
Don't do
known
it.
each other for, I want to say, gosh, is it like 10 years now? So, but you had said you had FaceTimed him before, right? So you had seen him. He didn't look like a criminal.
Oh,
He,
yeah.
he didn't look like he was
Yeah,
gonna stab
we
you.
FaceTimed all the time, yeah.
See, I went to pick some friends of mine that came down to visit me. Like we've been internet friends forever. They come down to visit me, and I go pick them up from the airport, and I'm literally like, I don't know who I'm looking for. I don't know. I don't know what you look like. I'm on the phone with them. I'm like, raise your hand. I don't know who you are.
Still the sketchiest thing that you've ever done.
No, see, Catherine, you're just missing out on opportunities that me and Fairy get to have fun with, okay? All right. You're missing life experiences, Catherine.
Your wife is not excited about the prospect
Of
of
my wife
strangers
was spooked, but then
flying
she
through.
likes them now. They're friends.
There you go. There you go.
Exactly. All right, so I think we covered most of what we wanted to get done today. I think we can cut it a little short. Let you
Okay.
go off to whatever you wanted to go on about, and then we're probably gonna stream some just to play, but we don't want to
Yeah.
hold you around for that.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no, thank you so very much for
Thanks
coming
for
on.
coming.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, see you.
All right, bye.
Okay, well, that's it for episode 2 of the Never Too Old to Be a Wizard podcast. If you want to follow us on Twitch at Never Too Old to Be a Wizard, you can catch us streaming live Sunday mornings. If you want to tweet us your suggestions at never_wizard at twitter.com. And then if you want to catch us on the YouTube at Never Too Old to Be a Wizard, you can catch the full podcast there after it's been edited and maybe it looks a little cleaner. Or it could be worse. You know, who knows? Subscribe.
It is what it is, you
It
know.
is what it is.